This video will show you how to make fluids collide with cloth objects in Blender. Please watch it up to the very end. When you open Blender, first press Delete to delete the default cube. Press Shift to then go to Mesh and add a plane. Press Tab to go to the Edit mode, then right-click and go to Subdivide. Come down here and click on this drop-down arrow to expand on its settings panel. Increase the number of cuts to 10. Now click on this Z to go to a top view, then hold Shift then Alt and click on the following edges to select them. Go to the Object Data Properties, then click on this plus icon on Vertex Group to add a vertex group, then click on Assign to assign them. Now press Tab to go back to the Object mode. Come to the Physics Properties, then click on Cloth to add a cloth physics. Scroll down to Shape, then click on this drop-down arrow. Click here under Pin Group and select the group. Now come to the shrinking factor and reduce it to -0.3. Now if you play it, you can see the simulation coming out, but it seems very rough. So pause it and come to the Modifier Properties, then click on Add Modifier, then go to Generate and add a Subdivision Surface Modifier. Reduce these render levels to 1, then click here and hold, then move it above the Cloth modifier. Now if you play it, you can see that it's still very rough. So come back to the Modifier Properties and increase the viewport levels to 2. Now if you play it, you can see that it's becoming smoother. So come back to the Modifier Properties and switch it to Simple. Press Shift D to duplicate this modifier. Now click here on this duplicate and hold, then move it below the Cloth modifier. Go back to the first frame, then switch the Subdivision modifier back to Catmull Clark. Now if you play it, you can see it coming out well. So go to the Physics Properties, then scroll down to Cache, then click on Bake to bake the simulation. Now go to Object, then Shade it Auto Smooth. Now come to the timeline and seek a good frame, then go back to the Modifier Properties. Click on this drop-down arrow, then select Apply to apply this modifier. Click on this drop-down arrow for the Cloth modifier and click on Apply as Shape key. Now if you play it, you can see that nothing happens. So go to the Object Data Properties and under Shape key click on Cloth. Now if you scroll down to Value and increase it, you can see the cloth coming out again. Now click on this dot to assign a keyframe. Go to frame 40, then increase the value to around 0.7, then click on this dot again to assign a keyframe. Come to frame 60 as well, then reduce the value to around 0.4, then click on this dot to assign a keyframe. Go to frame 80 also and increase the value to 1, then click on this dot to assign a keyframe. Now if you play it, you can see that it's animated. Now select this first keyframe, then press Shift D, then duplicate it to frame 120. Select this other frame, then press Shift D to duplicate it to frame 150. Now click here and reduce this end frame to 200. Press Shift to then go to Mesh and add a UV sphere. Press S then 0.15 to scale it down to 0.15. Now click on this Y to go to a side view. Press G then Z then 1 to move it up by 1. Press Shift A again, then go to Mesh and add a cube. Click on this Y to go to a side view, then press G then Z to move it up along the Z. Now come to the Physics Properties, then click on Fluid to add a fluid physics to it. Change the type to Domain, then under Domain Type change it to Liquid. Scroll down to Mesh, then click on this box to activate it. Now go back to the first frame, then select the UV sphere. Come to the Physics Properties, then click on Fluid to add a fluid physics to it. Change the type to Flow, then the flow type to Liquid. Now if you play it, you can see the fluid coming out. So go back to the first frame, then select this plane and come to the Physics Properties, then add a fluid physics to it. Change the flow type to Effector, then activate his planar. Now if you play it, you can see the liquid interacting with the cloth. Now select this liquid, then come to the Physics Properties, then increase this resolution to 80. Scroll down to Cache, then change this type from Replay to All. Click on this box to activate is resumable. Now reduce this end frame to 200, then click on Bake All to bake the simulation. Now if you play it you can see it coming out, but the fluid seems to penetrate through the cloth. So to fix that, select this cloth and go to the modifier properties, then click on Add Modifier and go to Generate, then add a Solidify modifier. Reduce its thickness to 0.008, then click on this drop-down arrow to minimize on this Solidify modifier. Click on it here, then hold and move it above the fluid modifier. Now select this fluid again and come back to the physics properties and scroll down to cache, then click on Free All to free the bake. Click on Bake All to bake the simulation again. Now if you play it you can see the simulation coming out well. And now we are done. Now you can go ahead to work on your scene further in Render. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial up to now, I really appreciate. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss out on our latest content. Also let us know what you want us to teach you about Blender in the comments, I promise we'll make a video. Have fun animating, I sign out.